What up, my North County fam? This is your girl Kelly here to give you the rundown on what happened in St. Louis County government this week, and here's what you need to know. So, this week, front and center, y'all, the ARPA, aka American Rescue Plan Act saga continues. So, on Monday, April 18th, County Executive Sam Page, he provided recommendations on how the remaining $83 million in ARPA coin should be spent, or could be spent, I guess, in St. Louis County. Now, these recommendations were based off of the results from the county's efforts in surveying residents for their input on how these coins should be spent. So, the top three things people wanted to see the money spent on were, you ready? So, number 3, infrastructure. Number 2, education. And the top response as far as how St. Louis County residents felt like these dollars should go, healthcare. So based off of that info, here are his recommendations. $15 million to repair and maintain roads. A minimum, his words, of $10 million to support the business and workforce district on UMSL South Campus. $10 million in rainy day funds for emergency spending, $10 million to assist nonprofits in providing childcare, increasing access to food, and expanding healthcare services, $7.5 million to support small businesses, $5 million to demolish Jamestown Mall, and $5 million to the Met Center in Wellston, which provides job training and other workforce development specialties. So the next day, which was Tuesday, April 19th, the county council, they met to discuss the survey results. The consultant they're using regarding all things ARPA compliance related Deloitte, they gave a presentation breaking down the survey result info. So here are some highlights from their presentation. So 3,346 St. Louis County residents completed the survey. There was an even distribution among the 7 districts as far as the number of respondents completing the survey, with District 4 having the highest percentage of folks that filled out the survey, which was close to 15%. So nothing too crazy jumped out as far as the demographics breakdown. So it appeared that compared to, looking at the demographics overall of St. Louis County, it looked like that's who filled out the survey. So it wasn't like way more white people completed the survey than black people. That's what I was looking at. But so that wasn't the case. And then, so they went through kind of that general information, and then they started going through the rest of the survey, noting how overall St. Louis County responded to the questions. So there was a request. I know Councilwoman Webb, she asked this question. I want to say there may have been another council member or two that asked this question too, because they were like, do y'all have the breakdown of the responses by each district? Because as we know, the priorities and the needs of a District 4 or a District 1, they gonna look different from the needs of maybe a District 5 or hell, maybe even a District 6 or 7. So Deloitte mentioned they had the information and they will provide it to the county council members, but they didn't include it in their presentation. So what did the council members have to say about this, after the presentation? So Councilman Tracus, he basically questioned how meaningful these results were based on the fact that less than 1% of St. Louis County filled out the survey. So Deloitte's response? So they said, obviously having more people complete the survey, that would have been ideal, right? Obviously. But the demographics of the people that filled out the surveys were representative of St. Louis County, which is something that they really focus on. And they also point out the fact that, look, there are a bunch of national polls, political polls in particular, that survey, again, a super small number of folks throughout the country. But y'all don't throw those results in the trash now, do y'all? So that's what they said. So next, Councilman Fitch, he asked Deloitte, like, weren't y'all late in the game with this survey? Because he said it seemed like an afterthought, given the fact, St. Louis County spent over $100 million in ARPA funding before the survey came out. So Deloitte's response, they said that, look, we told y'all, meaning the county council, we told y'all multiple times about this survey. So Deloitte, apparently, that's what they do when they work with other cities and municipalities. They do these surveys. This is their thing, because they said community engagement, it is part of their process when it comes to this work. And they also said the timing of the survey is completely up to the municipalities. So yeah, they didn't agree with Fitch on that. And then lastly, but certainly not least, I think it was Councilman Harder. And he asked, so now what? So how should we go about prioritizing how this coin should be spent in St. Louis County? And, based off of these survey results, like, what should we do? Deloitte's response, yeah, bruh, that's on y'all. But Councilwoman Webb, so she provided her thoughts as far as how she feels the coin should be prioritized. So definitely check out this clip as she expresses her thoughts on the matter.
But we want to look at equity, because outside of Councilman Tracus district and my district, all of the other districts are pretty much covered by municipalities who've already received quite a bit of funding, whereas our unincorporated areas have got no coverage. And so when we talk about that equity, we want to look at it through that lens. In that same breath, I am, as a leader on the council, I want to make sure that there's an opportunity that if there are pet projects in each county, that each council member has that discretion to say, hey, I'll take this $2 million and maybe I want to work on a new park, or maybe I want to work on, excuse the analogy, jumping rainbows with Skittles. As long as it's eligible and compliant, according to Deloitte, as our compliant consultants, then I would like to have each district have that discretion to do certain things in their different districts. But the priority should be set on the equity portion of this. And so that's why I put forth that legislation and say there is an opportunity for each district to appropriate $2 million, and then that council member working with Deloitte come up with certain programs that they want to see in their district to make sure that they're compliant first. And then it's something that their community can see. Because again, we're all a part of the county, and I don't want anyone to think, well, just because you're not in unincorporated, we don't care. We do. We just trying to set a precedence to focus on equity. That's all.
So to conclude the meeting, the council members said that they would hold on making any spending decisions until they get they dig deeper into the county executive's recommendations, as well as looking at these survey results, especially by individual districts. And then fast forward to that evening, county council meeting. Y'all, the county council, they actually, they stuck to their word, and they held all the bills requesting ARPA coin. Councilwoman, she did though. She requested the preparation of legislation that would allocate $2.5 million of ARPA coin to be used to buy and upgrade the former Trinity Catholic High School for the purpose of supporting Police Athletic League, aka PAL, programming, as well as programming for mental health, domestic violence, after-school tutoring, and other programming as necessary and compliant, can't forget that, with ARPA regulations. And then at some point, Wednesday, April 20th, the county executive's office launched an interactive site with the full survey results, y'all. And I checked it out a little bit, and it provides, the results to whatever question on the survey you want to see. And it breaks it down, yes, by each district. And I want to say it even breaks it down by zip code too. So I'll be sure to include the actual link when I post this rundown. But you can check out the full survey results at stlouiscountymo.gov. So, but yeah, y'all, you know I'll keep y'all posting on how these ARPA coins are spent. So stay tuned. And we are rounding it out this week with the legislative corner. So I'm lifting up one bill that was finally passed at Tuesday night's county council meeting, bill number 201, which I have talked about hellas on these rundowns. And this is the piece of legislation involving St. Louis County paying $105 million in bonds to upgrade the convention center downtown, and also $40 million in bonds to build this track and field complex on UMSL's campus. So yes, y'all, this bill, it was finally passed on Tuesday night. That's all I have for you this week. Please stay safe out there, and you will see me soon. Peace.